Hope I'm audible and let me share my screen. Can someone please acknowledge whether I'm audible as well as my screen is visible too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, yeah, a couple of classes got missed or probably got rescheduled in this week. Yeah, we'll try to make that those classes in the next coming week. And coming to the portions, let me just quickly glance through the syllabus. So, programming paradigms, we completed unit 1 almost. With the why I say almost, a small topic left out in string handling in the last class. I will try to complete that. We'll finish that. And inheritance, we know the gist of it, like what is inheritance and how many levels of inheritance are there, what are access specifier within the class during inheritance, access specifiers, how they play a role. But we'll see in detail, like public level, private level, something called public inheritance, private inheritance, protected inheritance. Okay, these things we'll try to understand in detail in this class. Before stepping into inheritance, we'll finish it off about string handling. In the last class, uh, this was the the method which we saw. I wrote explicitly to handle strings. So, like plus is for concatenation, copy is just an equal operator, dot size is a function for string. What if I want to use, I did mention some 6 of the methods in PPT, like string copy, strcpy, right? strcat, string concatenate. Just a second, students. So we saw those things. Those things are like string length, strlen. These things are for writing a program in C style, not C++ style. Those methods. We'll try to see those like string copy, string concatenate, mm, string length in C style. Okay, so what I will do is probably I will copy this. Will take some time, and no, not this. What I'll just copy and paste. We'll modify accordingly, right? So it is C style string functions, or rather than character style. When I say C style, it is character style string functions. I want IO stream, I want C string, and this I will mention something like array, character array. Say static allocation I will make rather than dynamic. Okay, and for this also I will allocate memory, but I won't assign anything. So definitely it will be having a garbage, some reference, memory reference, which will be having some value. Int length is the same, and yeah. Now I want to do a copy. Copy string 1 into str3. So this won't be a correct way of writing. So I will use string copy strcpy str. Which one to give where is the question. I want to give string. I want to copy string 1 value into the string 3. So can anyone quickly mention in the chat like where to copy? Or my precise question is whether I should mention like this. Okay. or like this. Which one is correct? I want to copy values of string 1 to string 3. Which one is correct? The first one or the second one? Quick, quick, it's easy. No, no answer. It is? Okay. This is not the correct way. Basically, it is from right to left. These contents of this will be copied to this. So this is not the right way of doing it because string 3 has some garbage now. String 1 will get overwritten. So this is the right way of doing it. And yeah, we'll print what this value is and then want to concatenate. Mm, to concatenate, what I will do is instead of concatenate, what I will do, I will comment this. Okay, I will directly print what is that concatenation is string 1, string 2 instead of here string 3 or let it be like this. Okay. Yeah, what function I have to use? strcat. But in this case, the value of string 1 and string 2 both will participate and the contents of str2 will be appended at the end of str1 and the overall value, the final value will be stored in str1. So str1 it will be. Right? Okay. And to total length of string 3 after concatenation. So it is not string 3, let's make string 1 because now right now it is in string 1. As we, if I want to make it as, I don't want to override string 1 because it has some default value and I don't want to overwrite. So what I will do is, as already I copied it to string 3, I will make use of string 3 here. Eventually string 1 and string 3 are same before this line getting executed, right? String 3 and string 1. So I can just say string 1 and string 2 concatenation. I can mention. So before this line getting executed, string 3 and string 1 are same because we have copied that. Now string 3 at the end of that string S2 string value is appended. And again it is stored in string 3. Now if I want to calculate the length of string 3 after concatenation, length equal to, this is not the way, strlen. What should I pass? str3. Just a second, students. Hold a minute. Yeah. I'm back. Correct. That is string copy is right. Right, Akhil, you are right. From left to right, the copy happens. So coming back to the editor, what I did is I've taken a string length, I'm passing string 3, I'll get a length, and string 3 length. Just a message, will try to display length. Okay, so it will return 0 as I'm taken an int. Hope this looks good. We'll try to compile it. G++. Hope it doesn't throw any error. Oh, so many error. Okay. Hello. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah. There's one big mistake. What is that? Anybody? Yeah, this is the code. And so, students, what is the error? Some blunder we did. I mean, not we, I did. But nobody highlighted that. So, if we see that error, definitely we can correct it. But I don't want to look those error. We want to correct it through code itself by just looking. So, this was that first error which occurred. So, the hint is this line. Anybody? The hint is this. C. C. The hint is C and it's in this line. No? Yeah, it's a character style, right? We are storing in character array. But what data type we have taken here? Should be what? String is not defined in C string library. That string data type is not defined in C string library. Right, now it's a character array. Looks good. Copy this anyway, it's not required. Clear. Yeah, it ran. So only thing we missed was defining an appropriate data type. So string 3 is hello after copying, and string 1, string 2 becomes hello world, and its length is 10. So we saw it can be done through string library as well as C style, character style string library too. Okay, any questions on string handling? I want a reply, quick reply, so that I can move to unit 2. Any questions? First of all, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I expect as many number of students can to comment here in chat box. I think yes, something like this. Such things clear. Okay. Yes, no, this topic. Just a couple of words are also use a kind of an acknowledgement. Okay. Yeah. What is this? No. Raj Kumar, what concept is not clear? Okay, I mean clear, sir. I mean no questions. Okay, no sir means no doubts. Okay, like that. Fine then. So someone is on. All are mute. Okay. So yeah, we saw this string handling. Then we'll move to the same slides. Yeah, these are the slides. See, string copy, string cat, string length, string compare, string character, string of substring. These are the functions which are available in C string libraries. So we'll move to the unit 2 inheritance. To quickly glance through what is inheritance is the process by which new classes called derived classes are created from the existing classes called base classes. And I've shown a picture. Dog and cat both are different classes, but they come under a same class called mammal. So mammal class is the base class, and dog and cat can be a derived class in a particular situation. And next we saw like advantages of inheritance: reusable of code, saves times and as well as efforts. Faster development, easy to expand, easier to maintenance, right? Capable of expressing the inheritance relationship, and its transitive nature with ensures closeness with real world problems. So we can mimic the real world situations easily and can extend. So this is a syntax for inheritance, a single level where class is a keyword. Any class name need not be like derived. It's just a name. It can be like dog, right? Dog. Instead of derived class, dog, just dog. And access specifier will come to this access specifier next upcoming slides. And the base class. Base class again, the actual class. In our previous example, it's mammal. So dog has been derived from mammal. What access specifier? It can be private, public, and protected. So we'll see one by one. If I use private, what happens? If I use protected, what happens? And if I use public, what happens? So all those specifier will play an important role in the respective situations. Means based on the situation, these access specifiers are chosen for to solving real world problems. Students should not forget that each class also have members. Members means it either attributes or methods or both. Members are class members. Class members are either attributes or functions or can be both. So those members are also defined under access specifier: private, public, protected, right? So those things and the private, public, protected, what we are specifying during inheritance plays an important role. So how many combinations will become at class level? When I say class level, it is base class level. Base class members will be inherited to child class, right? So whatever the things here are defined, when I say whatever things means members, what are the members have been defined in base class under public, private, protected with this keyword like public, protected, private. With those combination, derived class will get that. Clear? So we'll see with example. This is the overall syntax of single level inheritance. I'm not still going in types of inheritance. So access specifiers like public, protected, private inheritance have following features. Like if I use in this public, right? If I use public in the space of access specifier, it becomes public inheritance. If I use protected keyword, then it becomes the overall inheritance is called protected inheritance. If I use private, then that inheritance becomes private inheritance. So what is public inheritance? Makes public members. When I say members, it is both attributes and methods. So public members of base class becomes public in the derived class, right? So whatever the members, public members of base class will become public members in the derived class. And what about the protected and private in public inheritance? Yes, protected members of the base class will come to the child class, but they remain protected in the derived class. Okay, if I choose public keyword, when I say choose means here. If I choose public here, in base class, what all the public members are there will come to the child class as public itself. If I choose public here, what all the members that are defined under protected will come as protected here. How about private? Privates are never inherited. We know that. If it is a member is a private here in base class, whether it is public, protected, private, access specifier, they are never inherited. Okay. Yeah, that's what it says. Public inheritance makes public members of base class to public in the derived class, and the protected members of the base class remains protected in the derived class. Is this clear? Very simple. Concept is very simple. What about instead of public, in this space access specifier, instead of choosing public, if I choose a protected, so definitely base class, say it has private members, protected members, public members. Derived class, what members of base class will come into what members? So we saw public, now we'll see protected. Protected inheritance makes the public and protected members of the base class as protected in the derived class. Means if I specify protected keyword in this space during inheritance, when I say inheritance, base class is been derived to child class. This is the syntax. We have seen that. So many things we have seen that. Like student class, right? Report. We try to derive. Oh no, it was an independent example, I guess. But yeah, we'll see with examples also right now. In this case, if I specify protected access specifier during inheritance, protected keyword, if I specify in the space of access specifier during inheritance, all the members under public and protected comes to the are derived to the child class as protected only. Okay. Finally, private inheritance makes the public and protected members of the base class as private in the derived class. Don't get confused. I said private members cannot be inherited from base to child, but the protected and public members can be derived from base to derived or child class, base class to child class. Those members has to be in public or protected or private in the child class that is defined using access specifier. So what the last thing says, if I mention private, right? If I mention private here, all the public and protected members of base class comes in derived class. However, under private only, private mode it will come because the access specifier is private. Now this derived class, say, is an child, right? I want to do a grandchild. So base class is private, and derived class is child, this child. During inheritance, private has been mentioned. From base class, all its protected and public members came to child class, but it remained as private. So if I go further inheritance multi-level to grandchild, as they are in private scope, they never get inherited. Clear? So we must choose private, protected, and public accordingly. Accordingly, right? We'll see with an example. So this slide is clear. Okay. Clear. Quick acknowledgement. Yes. The definition we should be very crisp so that with that definition knowledge, we'll try to understand more through code. Okay, great. So this is an example of public. Okay. So before going into just an example, I will write a template. So in this template means I have this piece of code here, left side, right in middle there are two, and at the end output. So write inheritance. Just take a template in template.cpp. Okay, I'm just making a template. Then I will make use of that copy paste kind of a thing, just to be at easy. So it doesn't have any anything. Hash include nothing, just base class. Okay. Public. This is a access specifier. Int x. Protected. Int y. Private. So I'm going in more detail with respect to access specifier in this session. When I say access specifier, access modes, access specifiers, it is at class level as well as inheritance level. So this is the a class called base. It has 3 member attributes. There is no functions, only attributes. And I can just say members. Okay, members of base class. Right. So I have 3 members of base class, and all these 3 members are attributes. And all data type are integers. Okay. X, Y, and Z. X is of type public. Y is defined under protected. Z is defined under private mode. Access mode is private. So can quickly tell if a class, say child 1, okay, child 1 is getting derived using public of base. So we make this as also capital. Child 1. So just because it is public, I will say pub child 1 or public child 1. It's a keyword. So what I will do, we'll change it. So be very careful with word public. If I go small now, it is not a keyword. Okay. If I give an hyphen here, it becomes a keyword. You will get an error. Right? So what I did is I created a, or I just want to create a child class from base using public. What all is inherited here? Can anyone quickly tell? Mm, yes, I will try to see the chat window also. Yes, this looks better. So, what all things are inherited? What about X? What about Y? Sorry, Y. What about Z? So there are, as we are deriving a child class, name public child one from base class. All these members, what are the members of class base, should come here, right? So imagine X. Well, X will be derived. If it derived, then will be under what? I want about X. X. X is,
X and Y will be inherited, sir.
yeah. Can you type there chat window?
Yes, sir, we type it, so it is below.
You typed and I have to just scroll. Oh, sorry for that. Thank you. Clear. X and Y are inherited. Okay. X and Y, sir. X and Y, sir. Correct. X is inherited as inherited, and I can access through inherited here. When I say here, that is child, and I can access through public child one class. X value is inherited and X is available in public child one. I can access, and X is public. That is important. It's not about just inherited. X is public. It is inherited, but it is available in public mode. That is what it is, right? Same as Y. Is it same? What about Y? The same as X? Can I copy paste here? Can I write that?
It is protected, sir.
It's good. Exactly. Y protected. Even though the specifier is public, because Y is protected in base, it will be retained as protected here. I can access Y using this class. Okay. How about Z? Is not accessible from this. Not at all accessible from this. This is very clear. So X is available, Y is available, but X is available as public, Y is available as protected, Z is not at all accessible. When I say available, it is available to this class. If I want to access X through base, but if I want to access X and Y values through child, but I have not defined here, but I have inherited this child class from base, so definitely these things are already defined internally and I can access. X, Y are available. Now I will copy paste this. By doing this, probably students might get a good clarity rather than just a definition. I will make protected. Right? Now tell me. X will be what? First of all, X is inherited or not? If yes, then what mode? X is inherited. Any thoughts? Come on, students. Definitely, I can write Z is not accessible from child 2 because it is private, cannot be accessed or cannot be inherited. Whenever inherited, private members are never inherited over, as simple as that. So this is very clear. How about X and Y now? If it is inherited, then can I access? In what mode? You can just say X is inherited and it becomes protected. Even though X is public here, it becomes under protected in public. Sorry, I won't say public child 2. I will make it a protected child 2. Okay. Becomes X is protected in protected child 2 class. Y, of course, it is also same. Y is inherited. And also Y become protected. So protected things, of course, can access. So this by default can be accessed, X and Y. Clear? Any questions? Come on, students, this is the template. If things are not clear, definitely you won't understand next of the programs. What I did is, I have created two child class. One is child 1 and child 2. I have given child 1 name as public child 1 because that is inherited from base class using public access specifier. So this X attribute which was in public at base class becomes public in child class also. Protected member, that is int Y, is in base class. Definitely it is also inherited and available in child class also, but in protected mode. Z being a private cannot be inherited at all. So this is part of public. I have created the other child using protected access specifier and I've named that class as protected child 2. Even though the index, once again, just a second. Yeah. So even though int X is public in base class, it will be get inherited to child class, but it will become protected because the access specifier during inheritance is protected. So any doubts? In simple, if I want to tell, base has access specifier, child has access specifier. Okay. Base access specifier, public, protected, private will indicate those members can be inherited or not. Will indicate can be inherited or not. If yes, that what level? Private cannot be inherited, but these two can be inherited. Then if it is public, via public, this public index becomes means similar. When I say this, it is as good as writing public, okay, int X. I don't have to override it. It is as good as writing this. This statement means. Okay. What is this statement means? It is as good as. It is available. Available it is. Can I say integer y is able to access and it is available in class base? Of course it is available in class base under protected. Here nothing. It is, since I have wrote this, you guys can see, but imagine, just visualize by doing this, int x and y are available. Okay, so it is as good as writing explicitly. If I say if I remove this, it is just a class, but at that time I have to explicitly mention like this. Oops. So if I want something like this, what I do is I will derive it from base, and I don't have to write this because it is automatically inherited. Okay. Similarly here, I can see num in the class. I want a quick acknowledgement whether students are able to follow or not. Definitely we'll see in an example. I'm just writing a template here. So if you guys are able to map the things or follow the things what I'm saying, it will be easy in while I writing the example. So you only can say that, yeah, next line it should be this. What sir is doing, okay, next it should be yes. Yes, it never inherits, so it doesn't display. So you will follow closely. So I want students to understand this. Okay. So now I have copy pasted this. One more child called child 3, and I've named it as private. I want to name it as private child 3. So now quickly tell what mode it will be available. X is was private. Highest level of relaxation, lenient, we can say public. We say right, publicly available means no restrictions. I went to market, so many public means the crowd was there, means there is no restrictions, we can move freely. So in that sense, protected, a kind of a layer of security. Okay, kind of protected. For example, a museum, like needs, not museum is a very vague concept, can be debatable, or probably protected a government office. If I go to a bank, yes, all public can go, but still watchman says what needs to be done, right? No, I want to print my passbook, I want to check my this, I want to change my PIN, I want to update my Aadhaar, so and so. Then he will, let's say, even though it doesn't check which strict, public can enter that. I want to open an account, just a quick verification happens, something like that. Okay, that is what protected. Private is very confidential. It is within that scope. Like, you know, uh, best example is mm, again in the bank, the whole the money where the kept is, right? Only bank employees can go and check those money related things, not the people, I mean, outside people, something like that. That is what private is. In that sense, access, scope, relaxation, public got the highest, protected got the next level, private is at the lowest level, relaxation wise. So whenever we mention private, all the members, whatever at highest level, whatever at mid level, or anyway, this won't participate at all. These two, they become private in child level. Okay, any doubts? The template looks good. Template. If we go through this, for we just wrote a template for what all. Oops. What this slide says. What this slide said: public inheritance, protected inheritance, private inheritance. What this slide is saying, it just mimicked here. I've taken a base class. Excuse me. Sorry. I've taken a base class. I've taken 3 members, made it public, protected, private, and I did a single level inheritance. Child 1, child 2, child 3. But I'm not inherited by default. I mentioned through access specifier. If I do public, what happens? Protected, what happens? Private, what? So we saw that public inheritance, that is public with keyword public, at access specifier during inheritance. What is public inheritance? What all things will come? It comes, makes public members of a base class, that is public member of a base class, becomes a public member in a derived class. Becomes a public member in a derived class. Protected member of a base class, protected member of a base class, become protected in derived class. And private never been inherited. So it is only these two. That is what public inheritance. Protected inheritance makes public members and protected members of base class as protected member in derived class, right? Correct. Finally, private inheritance makes the public and protected members of base class as private in the derived class. Simple. The simple definition we saw in template. Any questions, students? So it's 10:50. So I will stop the today's class here. The next class we'll see in detail, like with example, if possible. We'll see the error also. If try to access that with example, then things will become more clear. Okay, more clear. So hope till now it is clear. And as I already said, a couple of classes got missed. We'll try to cover those in upcoming week. Probably next week you guys will be busy in moving. When you guys are coming, any tentative dates here when you guys are traveling? 16 morning you guys will be reporting to college, right? Yeah, okay. And 13, 14, 15, I don't think classes will be conducted for that because of traveling. Okay, fine. So the next week, the missed classes is difficult to push into that, but we'll figure out. If a given chance, we'll try to. So along with that, and I request the CR to send me the attendance. Yes, only a, a class, a couple of class are been added, but I wanted the updated attendance sheet every week. The ends. Tomorrow also we have. Oh, tomorrow is a holiday, so that's why I'm asking today. So tomorrow also we had class, but since it's a holiday, if it is a holiday that Friday, make sure you send it on Thursday itself. So before that week that completes, I need an attendance update. Okay then. Meet you in the campus if possible. You guys will be in quarantine. We'll take a online class for a couple of sessions and hope to see you all after a long time. Yeah. Okay. That's all from my side for today's class. We'll catch up in the next week. And
Okay,
I
sir.
wish you everyone a happy Ganesha festival and a happy long weekend. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Finally, I can see some thank you, sir, messages in the chat window. I wish such responses come for the class also. Okay. Fine. No problem. See you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.